Breaking news as evacuation warnings are issued in a 40-acre brush fire that erupted near Palomar College. We have a crew live on the scene with the very latest. Plus, some people are having an allergic reaction to the COVID-19 vaccine. How common is that, and what signs you should look out for? And the battle brewing over a controversial affordable housing development in the Carmel Mountain Ranch area.
ABC 10 News starts now with breaking news.
We start with breaking news of a SWAT standoff involving an armed robbery suspect inside a business in the Midway district. This is happening in the Subway store. It's located in the 3100 block of Sports Arena Boulevard. It's near Rosecrans. The police activity has shut down eastbound Sports Arena Boulevard in that area. We have a crew on location. We are monitoring what's happened. We do know that there were 2 hostages inside at one point, but they were able to get out of the business within the last 30 minutes. And we are told that those 2 people were employees. They got out of the store. They are okay. Police say that the suspect has a knife. The suspect is still inside. Police are negotiating with him. We will update you as soon as we confirm any changes in this SWAT standoff in the Midway area. For more breaking news, the brush fire now erupting right next to Palomar College amid Santa Ana winds. In the last hour, we're told evacuation warnings are expected to be lifted. And this was on the east side of the college near Mission Road and Comet Circle. Also close by is San Marcos Middle School. Our ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala is live in San Marcos. And Mimi, crews getting a handle on the fire now?
They are, Kimberly. The good news is they've been able to keep it from spreading, but we're told it is still 0% contained. It's really hot out here, but it's not windy right now, so that's also working out for them. You can see the heavy fire presence here right now. This is all by the Palomar College area, and there were evacuation warnings in place earlier, but those have been lifted. The fire crews are going back into this area full of some heavy brush and trees that you see right over there. And we do have some video to show you. This fire broke out on a hillside near West Mission Road and Comet Circle. Several homes were threatened as that fire quickly spread just after 1 this afternoon. Crews say the low humidity, heavy.
Yeah, that's my little cross up there. I take care of that, and I think God must have been watching over that and the church. Like I said, it's a good thing the winds were blowing that way. It kept it up in this area, and it kept away from the homes up there. So.
And again, we could see that air attack on that fire near Palomar College. They quickly were able to quell those flames and stop the forward progress of the fire. ABC 10 News meteorologist Angelica Campos is live now with the very latest on these dry conditions. Angelica?
Hi, Kim, and this is basically what we have been just alerting everyone of, the potential for fire danger. Elevated fire conditions are going to remain in place right now. Very low relative humidity, which is critical after no rain in months. So as we look now at the current conditions, 10% Warner Springs, 22 Julian, in Escondido 16, Vista 18. So in San Marcos, it's right around 15, 16%. The conditions are not too windy right now, but the winds are out of the east, and that will continue to dry out the atmosphere, especially over our foothills, mountains, and valleys. So we'll be monitoring those conditions there. And like Mimi said, it's pretty warm, pretty hot out there. Temperatures are well into the 80s today, and it is possible we could see those numbers inching closer to 90 by tomorrow. Elevated fire danger is going to continue into next week. I'll show you what to expect day by day in our 7-day forecast.
We'll see you then. Thank you, Angelica. More security measures are being put in place in our nation's capital. This as federal agencies fear agitators may be ramping up efforts to attack the Capitol over the next week. These efforts are a result of last week's insurrection on Capitol Hill and yesterday's impeachment of President Trump. As Whitney Wild reports, the D.C. mayor is urging people not to come to the Capitol.
The consequences of the January 6th storming of Capitol Hill are hanging over Washington. The president, impeached Wednesday for an historic second time over a charge of incitement of insurrection, is now calling for calm.
All of us can choose by our actions to rise above the rancor.
The House impeachment managers are now mapping out their prosecution against President Trump.
We expect that we will be meeting today and over the weekend, getting our case ready for whenever the Senate decides they want to have the trial.
The trial is likely to be on hold until after President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration, as the focus in Washington and around the country is now directed toward a clear threat of possible violence in coming days. In preparation, more than 20,000 National Guard troops are expected in Washington. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser is urging people not to come to the Capitol and wants to put public gatherings on hold.
We know that is the right choice and the best way to keep everyone safe.
Federal law enforcement has arrested more than 30 people on charges related to the insurrection, but officials worry the events of January 6th may further embolden extremists.
The real issue that I think we need to focus on as an American people is that there is a violent and extreme ideology that has taken hold, and we saw the results of what happens when that is able to fester.
In Washington, I'm Whitney Wild reporting.
In the last 20 minutes, Governor Gavin Newsom has called in the National Guard to help secure the California state capitol amid concerns of civil unrest during the inauguration, and those troops are expected to arrive as early as tomorrow. Another reason for the fire in security measures are reported plans for more attacks being distributed throughout social media. Platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram have indefinitely suspended the accounts of President Trump and others in what they say is an attempt to prevent more violence. In a 10 News Union Tribune poll, we asked 500 San Diegans if they thought this was the right or wrong thing to do. And 60% of those polled said it was the right thing to do. 27% say it's wrong. 13% are not sure. And just in the last 2 hours, President-elect Biden unveiled a $1.9 trillion coronavirus plan, dubbed the American Rescue Plan. The proposal includes the administration's goal of 100 million vaccines in his 100 days in office. It includes $1,400 payments to most Americans. It also extends a temporary boost in unemployment benefits and the moratorium on evictions through September.
President-elect Biden is about to unveil another stimulus package proposal. The package is expected to be more than $1.5 trillion and help minority communities. The plan also includes funding for stimulus checks as well as funding for rollout of the COVID vaccine. And as Biden gets ready to take office, pharmacies across the country are getting ready to put his administration's vaccine plan into action. Pharmacies have a goal of administering 100 million COVID vaccines within 100 days of Biden's administration. Now, that sounds like a big feat, but pharmacy and drugstore groups say they've been ready for this task. Many pharmacies have been preparing since the beginning of the pandemic for a COVID vaccine rollout, and the CDC had actually started working on a pandemic plan years ago.
Starting back with H1N1, the pharmacies actually helped the federal government and states provide vaccinations. And today, 1 in 3 Americans actually get their flu shots at community pharmacies.
Part of the goal is to administer 7 shots per hour in each pharmacy. And experts say that number is conservative, and they're actually ready to exceed that number. Pharmacy groups say that drugstores will have a dramatic impact on the rollout of the vaccine because of accessibility.
90% of Americans actually live within 5 miles of a pharmacy. So when you think about this, it's a very easy, natural place to go. It's very convenient. It's very accessible. And the best of all, it has trusted healthcare professionals right within that store.
However, pharmacies do expect to see some challenges along the way. First, there's been a challenge with the number of doses becoming available and the number of people who need the vaccine. Second, plans are constantly changing.
It's a day-to-day situation as far as where vaccine is going. So they may have to turn on, their ability to administer quickly if they get the call or get the email that they're about to receive vaccine. So, the challenge, I think, is just understanding and trying to get as much lead time as possible to know when your doses are arriving.
Groups say that if states need additional help in administering the vaccine, pharmacies are ready to ramp up efforts. But they can't do more until they get the green light from states.
6 San Diego healthcare workers had allergic reactions to vaccines they received at the Superstation downtown. It happened yesterday, and it shut down distribution for a short time. ABC 10 News reporter Jennifer De La Cruz explores why some people are more likely to have negative reactions to the shot.
Vaccine distribution at the county's Petco Park Superstation was running smoothly for 3 days until this happened.
They had detected 6 cases of apparent allergic reactions in individuals who had received the vaccine.
The reactions forcing the site to temporarily close. The county says it was an unusually high number of reactions in a short period of time, so they stopped using doses from that batch of vaccines. They would not comment on how severe the reactions were. The CDC says common side effects from the vaccine are expected and include symptoms like pain or swelling at the injection site, fever, chills, fatigue, and headache. Severe reactions like anaphylaxis were only found in 21 out of 1.9 million first doses of the Pfizer vaccine. Dr. Peter Chin Hong works in infectious disease at UC San Francisco. He says the reactions at our superstation should not deter others from getting the vaccine.
I think it's just really bad luck. Most importantly, not a sign for the community to really worry, but it's still really small in the big scheme of things.
He says if you haven't had reactions to vaccines in the past, you likely won't have any now.
The risk, which is so small, of a severe allergic reaction, particularly somebody who's never had a history, really is minute compared to the risk of just having COVID.
When he got his vaccine, he says he barely felt it.
And I had to ask the nurse, are you sure you gave me the vaccine? Because I didn't feel a thing.
The CDC says any mild side effects should go away in a few days. Jennifer De La Cruz, ABC 10 News.